and welcome to our final episode this month of Off the Page, Book Club for Tweens. This month, for celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month, we've been reading Love, Sugar, Magic, A Dash of Trouble by Anna Mediano. So let's do a quick review of what we have read about so far. Our main character, her name is Leonora. She lives in Rose Hill, Texas, with her sisters, her mom and dad, and they own a bakery in the town, baking up delicious desserts and sweets for the town. She has a best friend, Caroline, who they get into certain messes with each other as we've been reading. And the latest one that happened is that they were performing some magic on a boy named Brent and accidentally turned him 5 inches tall. And now Leo is trying to figure out how to make everything all good again. So in this episode, it is our final episode, so we'll be finishing up the book while we do our summaries. We're going to be finding out how Leo is going to get out of this predicament. Before we get started with those chapter summaries, we're going to be asking some trivia questions that you'll be able to answer while you listen and watch all of our reenactments and chapter summaries. So let's start with the first question. Who did Alma and Belen conjure to help with turning Brent back to normal? Second question. What time did Mama have to be at the bakery? Next question. What did Leo use in place of honey in the spell? Next question. What did Mama put in Leo's hand? And the final question. What kind of cookies did Leo make and sell in the bakery on her first day working in the bakery? So be on the lookout and listen very carefully to see if you can answer some of these trivia questions as we read through our final chapters 25 through 30 of Love, Sugar, Magic. Let's begin. Chapter 25, Seance. Alma and Belen entered Leo's room with Senor Gato. Isabel informed the twins of the situation going on. In order to summon Abuela, the twins need a candle and some matches. They asked Brent to move out of the circle since that was where the ghost would sit. Leo moved Brent to the dollhouse so he would be safe. Leo jumped when she saw Abuela standing in the middle of the bed, her body from the waist down disappearing through the mattress. Leo could understand that Abuela was saying to her. She was speaking English and not Spanish. Abuela told Leo that she had a lot of time to learn many things. Alma asked if Abuela wanted to see what Leo had done. Without even moving through space, Abuela suddenly stood right in front of the dollhouse and peered straight through the third-floor windows. After seeing Brent, Abuela told Leo that it didn't look good. Chapter 26, Abuela. Leo tried to give her Abuela the short version of how Brent turned into doll-sized Brent. Leo wanted to pass quickly over her many mistakes, and she also rushed for the sake of the twins, who were beginning to look noticeably strained from maintaining the seance. Isabel told Abuela that she thought it would be a simple fix, but the unraveling spell didn't work at all. Isabel didn't know what to do since Mama hadn't exactly taught her individual spell reversal yet. Abuela asked Leo if she knew why 15 years old have to be initiated into the family magic before they begin training in spellcraft. Leo didn't know but told Abuela that the twins weren't 15 yet. Abuela told Leo that since the twins had their mother's permission and guidance and they went through the initiation ceremony, as each girl must do before she can start practicing magic. The initiation ceremony is very important for a new bruja. During this ceremony, the initiate's magic joins with the family magic, the magic of her sisters, her ancestors, and her descendants. The ceremony allows for other members of the family to combine their magic with the new bruja's magic, to work joint spells, lend strength, and even undo a spell cast by another family member. Before this joining, the new bruja's magic is more distinctly her own, and she alone can use or unravel it. Leo's sisters couldn't help her with the spell reversal. She had to do it all by herself. Brent felt doomed when he heard this. Chapter 27, The Plan. Before Abuela left, she told Leo to talk with her mother. She could help. In spite of Abuela's advice, Leo still couldn't imagine anything worse than the anger and disappointment Mama would have for Leo if she had found out about all of this. Marisol wouldn't have been any help with the magic stuff, but she could help Mama and Daddy keep busy while Leo worked on it. Marisol pretended to be upset as she stormed out of Leo's room. Mama followed Marisol down the hall and into the living room. Leo had to make an unraveling spell. She had to do it all on her own, but she didn't know how. Isabel could help even though Mama wouldn't let her practice yet, but she did her own research on the theory of how it's done. Isabel read over the honey jar recipe with Leo, explaining how each ingredient needed to be replaced with its magical opposite in order to make a working undo spell. It was a tricky task. Isabel told Leo that she had the right instincts with her first love potion, taking out the target so the spell would work more generally. But Leo also saw how a change like that could have unintended consequences. Leo decided on molasses to be the base ingredient for her opposite spell. Molasses was sweet and thick and would create a jar consistency like the original spell, but it was dark instead of light and man-made instead of natural, and it reminded Leo of winter instead of spring. Instead of a spiderweb, the spell would use a cut piece of the silk Leo had accidentally stolen from the cabinet. Material made from insect, thin and shiny like a spiderweb, but coming from a protective cocoon instead of a misleading trap of web. In place of the candy hearts, Leo chose chocolate coins. Because of their association with luck, Leo felt like this spell needed all the luck it could get. Finally, Leo decided to use leaves from the giant oak tree in their yard to replace the lilac bonsai leaves. Leo wrote it down on a sheet of notebook paper and named it Leo's anti-shrinking jar spell and listed all of the ingredients. Isabel helped Leo gather all the ingredients from the kitchen. Instead of using a candle, Leo washed the jar in the bathroom sink to get rid of the leftover honey and also to purify with water instead of fire. Leo blew into the jar, laid down the silk, poured the molasses, and dropped in the chocolate. Leo thought about freedom, about breaking down the old spell, about protecting Brent from all the out-of-control magic she had thrown at him. After consulting with Isabel, Leo also added a crumbled-up piece of leftover Love Bite ginger snap and a scrap of paper that Brent hesitantly wrote his name on with the smallest pencil that Leo could find. Leo hoped that this would erase the effects of the first love potion, if any were still lingering. There were only 2 steps to the spell left. Before Leo could complete them, she asked Isabel if she could borrow her cell phone. Leo called Caroline to let her know that she was sorry for everything and that she had asked Isabel for help. Leo told Caroline she didn't know if it would work, and she had messed things up badly so far. Leo was sorry for pulling Caroline and Brent into this mess. After Leo got off the phone with Caroline, she went outside to the final ingredient, the oak leaves. Chapter 28, Unraveling. Leo found a fallen leaf without too much trouble and carried it back to her room. Leo dropped the oak leaf into the jar as Isabel plucked Brent from the dollhouse and carried him into the bed. Brent informed the sisters that it wasn't fun to swim in something so sticky. Leo tried to concentrate, to pour a little more magic into the molasses jar to make it work. Everything counted on her doing the spell just right, and she was terrified. But then Leo remembered that Caroline believed in her, that Abuela, Alma, and Belen believed in her, that Isabel and Marisol believed in her, or they wouldn't have been helping her out all night. Leo gave Brent a tiny smile and a nod, and then he cannonballed straight into the molasses mixture. After 2 full seconds, Leo reached in and fished Brent out by the back of his t-shirt and set him on a washcloth. With a noise like a firecracker, tiny Brent exploded up and out. The jar, which had been sitting just a few inches from him, rocketed away so hard it cracked against the wall, splitting into 2 pieces that dripped gooey molasses onto Leo's pillow. Brent was back to normal size again. "I guess you really are a witch," Brent had said to Leo. Leo's mama was behind Leo and corrected Brent that Leo was actually a bruja. "And this little bruja," Mama continued, "has a lot of explaining to do." Chapter 29, Bruja. Brent's mother came to pick Brent up at Leo's house that night. Brent had told his mom that he had snuck out and spent the day in the park, and that he had walked to Leo's house because it was closer than home. Mrs. Bayman didn't even notice that Brent was covered in molasses. Usually, Mama's anger came out through her mouth. When she got annoyed or disappointed, she might click her tongue, sigh, lecture, or just say Leo's name in that defeated tone of voice that all moms seem to practice. When she was really mad, Mama could yell louder and faster than anyone, never seeming to stop for breath. However, Mama remained silent. Daddy asked Leo if she had stolen ingredients from the bakery, and Leo told him yes. Daddy also asked her if she stole ingredients to practice magic spells that she shouldn't know anything about. Again, Leo told him yes. Then he asked if she had cast a spell Leo knew nothing about, a spell that she shouldn't be messing with, on a boy from her class. Leo's dad was just trying to understand why she had done it, but before she could answer, her sisters took the blame. Isabel was the one who told Leo about magic in the first place. Alma and Belen encouraged her. They knew that Leo was making cookies for Brent, and the twins told her to report back to them. The twins would have told Leo about magic anyway if Isabel hadn't. Marisol told her parents that she did nothing to stop Leo when she found her experimenting. And Marisol thought it was an unfair rule, making everyone wait until they're 15. They should get rid of that rule. Mama stood up, her chair scraping against the linoleum floor, silencing the flood of defense. "Enough," she said. "Leo, go get everything you stole and bring it out to the car. You need to return the ingredients to the bakery, and we need to have a talk. Alone." On the way to the bakery, Mama was silent. She usually chatted away and Daddy was the quiet one. When they got to the bakery, Mama turned on the lights and brought Leo into the office. It was already 10:25 p.m. and Mama had to be back at the bakery in the morning at 4:25 a.m. Leo felt guilty about keeping Mama from sleep. Trying to hold in her tears, Leo tried to explain to Mama why she did everything. Leo explained that she was trying to fix things. Leo was trying to fix the shrinking that happened because she was trying to fix things for Caroline. Leo had found out that they had magic, and what's the point of having magic if you can't use it to fix things? Mama asked if she had everything that she had stolen. She then asked Leo to take it out of her backpack. Leo told her that she didn't take it on purpose, that she was just trying to get the spider webs, but it all came off the shelf together. Mama reached for the object wrapped in dark silk. Leo had a cut of corner off the silk, but the bundle remained intact. Mama told Leo that the object was important. She shouldn't have taken it. In fact, Leo shouldn't have taken anything without permission, especially magic things. Leo told Mama that she was sorry, and Mama hoped that she was, because going forward, they weren't to keep secrets from each other. Mama was upset that Leo didn't come to her when she had questions about magic, that she had stolen the book, and when her first spell went wrong. Mama was sad that when Leo got into real trouble, she hid it from her. Mama started unwinding the silk. Once the last layer was pulled away, she exposed a small chunk of chalky white rock, about the size of a jagged marshmallow. She asked Leo to hold out her hand. She wanted to test something. Without even touching the rock itself, Mama lifted the silk and tilted it into Leo's palm. The overhead lights flickered off, their glow replaced by a bright white glow coming out of Leo's hand. The rock hummed, shooting out light in the flickering burst. Leo asked what it was. The crystal had belonged to her great-great-grandmother. It measures the strength of a person's magic. And that light means you have a lot more magic than most 15-year-olds when they begin their training. Leo wanted to know what it meant to be a witch. A bruja, Mama corrected. A witch can be anyone, but a bruja was what they were. Mama told Leo that her question was like asking what it meant to be a Texan or a girl, a curly-haired girl. It doesn't mean anything by itself. It was just part of her. Leo had to decide what it meant. Leo had to be trained as soon as possible. Mom was going to start to schedule her at the bakery, and that included the boring stuff like how to run a register, take inventory, as well as spells. Leo was surprised she wasn't in trouble at all. Leo told Mama that if it wasn't of her sisters that had stolen the stuff, they would have been grounded. Mama asked if Leo wanted her to ground her, and Leo told yes, since she had shrunk Brent. They decided that 2 weeks was enough of a punishment. Before Leo could start new spells, she had to be initiated first. Chapter 30. Bruja Cocinera. Since Thanksgiving break started on Wednesday, the Snack Club had planned their meeting to take place during lunchtime. Leo passed around a container of oatmeal cranberry cookies. Maria Villarreal offered blob-shaped sugar cookies slathered with super sweet pink frosting. The entire 6th grade class crowed around the table to taste the cookies, and plenty of 7th and 8th graders lingered nearby in case of leftovers. Mai, who turned out to be just the organizer the club needed, reminded Trisha and Emily Eccles that they were due to bring something delicious on Friday after break. Mama only let Leo put a little spell on the oatmeal cookies, a good luck charm so simple that it hardly felt like a real magic at all. Caroline and Brent were back being friends again, like nothing had happened. That evening, Leo was going to have her initiation ceremony at the bakery. Saturday morning, Leo was helping in the bakery making cookies in the back. Isabel was digging through a cabinet to find Leo a cookie cutter. Marisol and Mama were out front decorating the front windows of the bakery with Christmas wreaths and colorful lanterns and paper stars. Alma and Belen were filling up the display cases with baked goods. Isabel asked if Leo wanted her to pop her tray of flying pig cookies into the oven, but Leo wasn't finished with them yet. Leo leaned over the tray and smelled the pigs. She kept her eyes shut and her head focused until the spicy scent tickled her nose. Then she slipped the tray into the oven. Tia Paloma wanted to quiz Leo on the table of herbal ingredients that she was supposed to be memorizing. Marisol appeared and told Tia Paloma that there was no boring stuff on the first day. Tia Paloma shrugged and winked, and Leo let Marisol drag her to the front of the bakery. When the timer went off, Leo went in the back to take her cookies out of the oven, but Mama got to them first. Mama told Leo that they looked perfect, but the ones in the back, what did they have? Oh! With several pops, the 6 winged cookies shot off the tray and sailed over Mama's head. 2 invaded the front windows, making Marisol yelp and shoo them away. 2 knocked against Alma and Belen's display case, trying to reach the pan dulce inside. 1 settled happily on top of the miniature Christmas tree in the corner. And 1, the cookie from the very back of the pan, whose thin back leg had baked a crisper dark brown than the rest of its body, hovered around Leo's head, crumbs falling into her ponytail. Leo held out her hand for the burned perquito. The cookie spired into the air, rained happy cookie crumbles. Leo bounced with joy at the completed spell. The morning sun, her bustling family, and the sweetness that tied them all together. Leo's lucky pigs didn't actually fly off the shelves, but they sold so quickly that Leo stayed busy, baking all day long. Wow! Can you believe that's how it ended? Well, guess what? This book is a part of a series. So if you liked it so much and you want to keep going and hearing the story and what other things Leo gets up to, feel free to get online and you can request yourself the next book in Love, Sugar, Magic. But before we wrap up our video, let's answer those trivia questions that we posed to you at the very beginning. So our first question was, who did Alma and Belen conjure to help with turning Brent back to normal? It was Abuela, their grandmother. The next question was, what time did Mama have to be at the bakery? It was really early, 4:25 a.m. What did Leo use in place of honey in the spell? She used molasses. Next question, what did Mama put in Leo's hand? A crystal that measured the strength of a person's magic. Remember, she's got a lot of magic to give. And lastly, our final question, what kind of cookies did Leo make and sell in the bakery on her first day? It was those flying pig cookies. Oh, what a fun novel that we got to read together for Off the Page. Well, stay tuned because we're going to be continuing into October with another book that we want to share with you. So we'll see you next time. Bye.